Hey guys, I trust you guys are well and healthy. It's your Kill King over here. Hope you guys had a profitable week. We took some beautiful trades on USD ZAR and Euro Aussie. I'll show you guys that within this webinar in this Zoom call as well. But yeah, hope you guys are doing good. Hope you guys are following the three-step process. Hope you guys are actually putting in the work, have a journal, track your trades, and yeah, that's basically it, At the end of the video, I'm gonna show you guys something awesome. What I am seeing in the market. Everyone on the news is talking about the recession, this recession, that, and the whole world is like so crazy. China is like this stocks is plummeting. Like honestly speaking, there's just negative feedback over there. Meta, even Facebook is like hella bearish. I think I will even show you maybe Facebook's chart, Meta obviously, just to guys so you guys can be up to date. But remember, guys, I'm not a financial advisor or anything to do with it. I don't have my license to even give you a financial advice. That's just pure hardcore education. I'm totally being transparent. I am Shaquille King, road to 100 billion rand. It is a journey. Road to 100 billion rand means it's a journey to when I achieve that. So one day I can reflect and look, okay, cool. This is how the person that I was. This is how I grew, and so forth and so on. If you guys want to follow my journey, feel free. Please like, subscribe. This is obviously going to be posted on YouTube as well. So yeah, guys, please give me your feedback, give me your thoughts, give me your let's be equal, on a nice level, because like I'm not higher or lower. Don't classify myself like that. We all equal, we all human beings, we all this is a journey, we all supposed to help each other, like that's the vibes, guys. But nonetheless, I'm gonna do a market analysis on what I feel and what I see for the upcoming week. Hopefully we can find some beautiful trades. Yeah. Anyway, looking at the DXY, as you guys know, we always look at the DXY first to look what's happening with the dollar related pairs. Nonetheless, the DXY, I'm pretty bearish on the DXY, honestly speaking. I also want to keynote, guys, that you shouldn't always like, you can have a bias, it's short, you can have a bias, it's long, whatever the case may be, but it's okay to have a bias, right? But just don't be attached to that bias. Don't be that if it's a sell, it must be a sell. And then when it approaches a buy, or when the place turns out to be a buy, you're like, oh, okay, cool. I was wrong and stuff like that. Now you're like psychologically depressed or whatever the case may be. Always like have it at the like probabilities versus possibilities. Have something at the back of your mind. You say, okay, cool. There's a high chance that this will play out, but there's also a possibility that it might go a different direction. So the DXY, we took out the previous highs, obviously. Um, and we started moving to the downside, right? The moment we started taking the previous highs out, as you can see, we started moving to the downside. I definitely see that the DXY, there's an opportunity for that will drop further, drop further all the way to the downside. But we trade what we see, we don't trade what we think we see. So going back on the daily, all that I have on the daily, as you can see, we might even form a head and shoulder, honestly speaking, the vibes. So head and shoulder pattern, the vibes, something like this, you know, maybe just something like that, right? But always focus, always like have different plans, you can't only stick to one plan and so forth on. But I'm definitely bearish on the DXY, but I'll show you guys now. So let's just get rid of this. So from that high that's been broken, we've moved pretty bearish, And as you can see, we had the impulse over here, correction, impulse, correction, impulse. I'm anticipating another correction to move to the downside, right? Let me draw the patterns for those who like still needs to train your eyes to see it and so forth. And remember, guys, if you're studying patterns and so forth on, like I'm a technical trader, I don't listen too much to the news and so forth on. I'm more like with patterns and so forth on. So anything that's on my chart, like even these trend lines and these patterns and anything that I'm drawing or stuff like that, it's just on a guide, it's just a guide to inform me, okay, cool, this is what price is doing and so forth on. But like honestly speaking, your market price as it is, that's what you're trading. You're not trading these trend lines or whatever the case, trends in trends, patterns within patterns. You're not trading the patterns, you're not trading the trends, you are trading price and structure, So I have a brief understanding about that. But nonetheless, as I said, impulse followed by correction, another impulse followed by correction, and I'm obviously anticipating another correction over here, right? So if you guys want to focus, always it's good to use your bar tool and so forth on as well, just to like give a brief like summary or brief view of what you're actually anticipating. So maybe something like this will happen, maybe we can get a nice third touch over here, followed by a mini like into this mini double top zone, you know. So then maybe I can have something like this even. So now obviously just erase this bottom, you know. So the price might even like this is just to give me a brief understanding of what price might do, right? So we might get the top over there, come back down, then go back up, and then come back down, you know. Maybe go like one touch, second touch, third touch, boom, and we start dropping, right? That's what I'm anticipating on the DXY. So a little bit of a bigger correction that I'm waiting to play out, but I'll definitely be patient, you know. And as this is called consolidating, obviously the USD pair related will obviously consolidate as well. But nonetheless, looking at the positions that we actually took this week, previous week, this week. So let me just show you guys from, and I'm still holding USDs all. So all that I saw, right, like it came from this massive impulse, right? Obviously, like there's a weekly impulse followed by a correction, you know. And all that I saw was like our first touch over here, second touch over there, and our third touch over there, and now we drop in, right? So my 90% rule is actually over here, right? But it doesn't mean price is just gonna move here directly and just boom, you reach and stuff like that. No, it doesn't happen like that. So I'm managing this trade. I'm seeing what price has installed, you know. So that's basically it. If you guys want to take a deeper look, that's basically it. First touch, second touch, third touch, and boom, we started dropping, right? Our middle section over here was obviously here. This is our middle section, as you can see. Boom. And that's basically it. So when it's structure and so forth on, you always want to have a beautiful middle section like this, you know, to confirm what you're actually seeing, you know. So that you can see that one touch, the second touch, and a third touch, right? So remember what I told you, like trend lines is only used as a guide. Like now look here, if you saw the market, like as you can see, it wicked out right twice. If you saw the market closed here above, I mean, or moved here above this trend line, and you were so fixated on a simple trend line, you would have think, okay, cool, my analysis is wrong. We buying it. This is the market makers catching everyone on the wrong side of the market, because you will be looking at this massive momentum. You would look at, okay, cool. I look at my MACD or what indicator is telling me we buying, you know, and you can obviously see clear as day this weekly candles is a lot of bullish momentum, you know. So then you would obviously expect, okay, cool, we buying, but we as like obviously guys, I'm influenced by the Falcon FX. I'm not promoting them, but they are definitely a big help upon my journey. Obviously we as traders, as price actional traders, we know that this is catching everyone on the wrong side of the market, and it's at the top of structure. It's an area of significance, and that's the vibes we're looking actually for the market. We're expecting the market to drop down. We're expecting the market makers to catch everyone on the wrong side of the market, and then obviously drop. You know, this might be 2 videos that I will be making for you guys, because it might be a long video, but I want to give you guys as much content as possible, you know. So I will be active on my YouTube channel from now on as well. Very active with those who follow me. Shout out to all of you all, and thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. But nonetheless, moving on the daily. So on the daily also, even if you miss this first setup, right, we got a nice push down, you know, and then we got that correction over there, and then we obviously push down, you know. So for me at this moment, I'm looking for another, and I also want to show you guys something. Like we have a 3-touch formation, right? Like a 3-touch formation, as you can see on the daily, and we had another 3-touch formation. Like it's just a guide. Let me just show you. I just want to throw it nice. So that's basically just a guide to show us like 1, 2 that were anticipated. That was a third touch to move to the downside. You see, plain and simple, no like complicated. And you can see my chart is pretty clean, as you can see. But obviously we had this impulse. We had this impulse, right? There's correction and then impulse again, right? And I'm just anticipating another correction to move to the downside, you know. So let's go on the 4-hour. I actually did take another position on USD saw. So at this moment, that is basically the current trade. And I just want to show you like from here how much pips is that. Obviously this is a exotic, so the pips is a little bit cool. It's like 1.6% on this trade so far. So yeah, I'm just holding this, and I want to show you my scaling position. It could take me out though. I might have been too in a rush for this, but this could take me out. All that I saw is like an impulse, obviously, an impulse followed by a correction over here, and I'm anticipating another impulse, right? So the market might even come over here and then come here again on top, you know, and just to give us a bigger flag, honestly speaking, you know, because you want to look at this long, like honestly speaking, this long is what I'm looking at. you know. So the market might still take its time and come over there, sorry, and create another bigger flag to move to the downside, you know. But we'll see, we see. I always trust my analysis and stuff for fun, and that's why I always only risk 1% to gain 3 or more percentage, you know. But this is the scaling that I have right now. If I'm too early, I will obviously re-enter. No problem. But moving swiftly by Euro Aussie. This was a phenomenal trade as well. So obviously on a daily we had something like this, where the impulse correction, impulse, bigger correction, and an impulse, right? I'm definitely anticipating price to reach these levels over here, as you can see, as weeks. So there's high probability where price might come back to these weeks, to these areas to fill that weeks, you know. But definitely, like guys, I want to let you guys know that I do not trade. I do not trade with take profits or anything like that. Only stop losses. You know, what's the point of taking putting your stop loss? I mean, stop loss there and take profit. I'm not like into take profit here everywhere, you know. I don't want to like miss opportunity within the market, and I also don't want to like decrease my profits, you know. So I always trail stop my profits, you know. So yeah. So for me, I see possibilities for the market even to reach over this zone, you know, this zone. So the market might, of course, obviously this was a correction, right? And there's another bigger correction, and it dropped to the downside, right? So for me, it's high probability where the market might take this out, right? And then create obviously another correction there, and then move to the downside, right? So in the reason why the market is actually like correcting, right? And the bigger the correction, the more high probable for me the trade shows, you know, because like if the market shows me a nice bigger correction, like maybe we come over here again to get a third touch, because we obviously didn't get a third touch, we got like only 2 touches over here, right? And then only here drops down. This whole correction, as honestly, we can see this is a big correction, right? So this whole correction is building up steam, you know, building up steam to move actually to the downside, right? So the bigger the correction, the bigger the impulse, you know. So like the market can't just move like this and then boom, drop down. It needs a lot of orders, it needs a lot of steam in order to actually go for, or to respect the setup, in order for actually to move that impulsively for that specific amount of time, you know. So as you can see over here, boom, we drop into the downside. There's high probability that the market will reach here. If I do see another correction up here, then I will obviously take that trade. And this is our beautiful trade that we actually took, you know. So I was obviously anticipating a third touch. We didn't get a third touch over there. We got a second touch. I anticipated another pattern over here, as I knew that the market over here is presenting me a pattern, you know. So I'll show you guys that in a bit, but I just want to show you guys that I'm locked in 4.68% profit at this moment. And I think this trade is currently running on 10%, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 10.52%. Yeah. So all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna trail this, you know, until it stops me out, you know, because I don't want to give any profits back to the market or anything like that, you know. But let me talk about this trade over here. Obviously, I must like a few positions I missed in this trade, but I did manage to capitalize and catch a few pips. But this was an interesting trade as well. I think I took it off. But nonetheless, as you can see, the way the market is moving, when you like where the market is coming from, I want to show you guys something. The market was coming from a massive impulse to the downside. So the market, like if it has this amount of momentum to the downside, it's not gonna like randomly out of the blue just move to the upside, you know, unless we see it takes all of these orders out, you know. It needs to take all of these orders out in order for us to actually build up steam to go to the upside, right? And when it does take all of this order out, we need some type of beautiful correction to move to the upside, right? So that's all that I actually show. So I knew that we move in this high probability that we move into the downside, right? But through backtesting and obviously forecasting as well, and having a trading plan, you will get these type of setups, and will like 80%, 70 to 80% will play out, you know. So yeah, most retail traders were thinking about like, okay, cool, touch on a trend line, okay, cool, multiple touches of trend line, and we move into the upside. This looks pure like, okay, cool, a correction and move to the upside, but that's not actually what I saw, you know. I always analyze, I always backtest, I always have a trading plan, you know. So all that I saw over here was the market was pushing up, you know. to the previous low over here, as you can see, and then it gave us some type of continue some type of reversal pattern over here, you know. So let's go on a 15 minute to see that. And I only take the trades on the third touch. I wouldn't take it on the second touch or anything, because the third touch actually gives me more confidence, you know, more confluence. So all that I saw over here was that, show you, a first touch over there, second touch over there, third touch over there, and at 1 hour close, show you the 1 hour close. Like I always wait for the 1 hours to close, you know, because like actually the 1 hour candle stick to close, so it shows me massive confirmation, you know. After a 1 hour candle close like that, it's a doji, and it was on a third touch. I knew, okay, cool, I'm gonna risk entry this thing on the close of that candle. My stop loss was just above, just to say 20 pip stop loss, and we've been floating, you know, ever since. I did get stopped out of here, honestly. I was stopped out around about here with that week. There on it was like 5.58, just say 5%, you know, and I obviously look for more opportunities, which we are currently in. So that's that. Just wanted to show you guys that. I thought I should share it with you. So this is the two positions that we are currently in, but nonetheless, looking at the forecasted pairs. So first of all, I have USD CAD. As you can see, like, boom. Just show you guys something. USD CAD, I'm definitely bearish on USD CAD, you know. Look at it that daily, you know, and we're just looking for a type of continuation pattern to move to the downside. We do, however, have this expanding channel, you know. I don't want to keep you guys on like one bias or anything like that, you know. So we might even move up to these zones over here, you know. That's not the nicest pattern, honestly speaking, but we might move up to these zones over here and then move up here and then drop, right? But for now, all that I'm seeing, I'm still seeing a lot of bearish momentum, you know. So I'm gonna keep that at the back of my mind, you know. I'm not gonna like be fixated on so forth on a trade what I see, you know. I'm just gonna keep that at the back of my mind. It's gone 4 hour. Because like where's price coming from? Price come from heavy selling momentum, you know. As you can see, we got this selling momentum over here, boom, and then we follow the correction, and then boom, we followed another correction over here, right? I'm anticipating another correction. So all, let's go on to 1 hour. All that I'm expecting right now is a continuation pattern to move to the downside, right? This over here, let me just erase this. Like we could expect something like this, honestly speaking, and then move to the upside and then come down. Could be expecting something like this, you know. Obviously one touch, two touch, third touch over there to move to the downside, or this could be a nice falcon flag. Like this is the base of the falcon flag, you know. So we could expecting something like a bigger flag, honestly speaking, which is actually more parallel, something like that, you know. So at this moment, I don't want to draw whatever is here under. I just want to have maybe this over there, and then maybe we could expect a beautiful pattern to show up like this, move to there, to the upside, and then move to the downside, right? This might take a while to actually appear, but yeah, that's how I'm focusing. So all that I'm looking at now is a bigger continuation pattern to move to the downside, right? If you can get a beautiful continuation pattern, we can maybe just take a short, boom, 15 pip stop loss, maybe to these lows over here. That's a nice 18%, you know. So yeah, I'll obviously if I see the opportunity, I'll post it in the community and so forth on, in the VIP discussion group, and yeah, we can just take it from there. So Aussie Yen. Yeah, so I also got another position on this. I forgot to send it to the group and so forth on. It just didn't. It was too quick for my life, honestly speaking, guys. So I just actually just left it, you know. So just erase this stuff. Also wanna just put this away. So over here, right? I am expecting some type of selling long-term sell, you know, because obviously with the JP2 to 5, I'm still looking for sales on the JP2 to 5, you know. So nonetheless, all that I'm seeing, this is expanding nature. So like, obviously, first touch, second touch, third touch to move to the downside, right? So I'm just looking at the market. How is it gonna get to this area now? You know, to go to the downside. However, this is just an inflection point, right? So we can also get at this zone. There's a double top area, you know. So we might as well catch everyone on the wrong side of the market. Drop there. Now we look for drop to the downside. Now I look for a continuation pattern to go to the downside, right? So if we look in a 1 hour, but I'm gonna show you guys something as well. We could, if the risk reward ratio is good, we can maybe take a buy, right? So obviously I showed you guys the broader picture. So for me personally, I would look if we can maybe form a bigger, if we do form a bigger pattern, and this is where I only focus on the 3-touch pattern. I don't focus on 2 touches or anything like that, because like obviously we look where we are at the market. You know, we are at close to these zones over there. I wouldn't be looking for a small continuation pattern or anything like that. You know, if however we do get a big, like a larger continuation pattern, maybe the market. Sorry, what's happening? Okay, cool. Maybe the market can just move here, give us a nice and then move to the upside. Obviously first touch, second touch, third touch to move to the upside, right? If the market presents something like that, I will definitely take it, but over the long term I'm definitely looking at what's gonna happen at those zones. You know what's happening here. Just erase this, get away here. Okay, cool. I'm definitely looking at what's gonna happen at those zones over here. You know what's happening with this internet. Okay, cool. Awesome. So obviously I'm looking at what the market will be, what the market is gonna tell us when it reaches to these zones over here, right? And obviously this is also my zone over here, right? The previous high. So that's my zones. And then basically, yeah, move on. Pound Aussie with a lot of detail. All that I saw over here was an impulse, right? And it built a lot of steam actually to move to the downside, right? So I don't want to be fixated. You don't want to forget looking left. We have these zones over here, right? Got a lot of inflection zones over here, right? A lot of inflection zones, honestly speaking, but I'm not gonna throw it all over the place. You know, I tell you what I see. So at this moment, all that I'm seeing is coming from a big impulse, followed by a correction, and now I'm anticipating another big impulse, you know. So how would I take this trade? I will wait for the first continuation flag pattern, you know. So obviously, as you can see, it dropped down majorly. Delete this. It dropped down majorly, you know. So all that I'm waiting for is, look at a 4 hour. We got a mini flag on a 4 hour, right? So I'm actually, and this is a 1 hour flag. So because we already got that flag, I'm looking for actually a 4 hour flag, you know. So I'm waiting for a bigger flag. So the market might even use this as a base, you know. Let me just show you guys. It's going to 1 hour. So the market might, sorry, the market might even move here and give us a massive flag, honestly speaking. Yeah, we can do this, something like that, you know. Sorry, my flag is not the greatest, but I'm just gonna show you something like this. As you can see, first touch, second touch, third touch to move to the downside. Or if we don't get that, I'll just be looking for any continuation flag, or any continuation flag, honestly speaking, guys. So I'll be just looking for a nice 3-touch continuation flag like this to move to the downside, you know. I'm not saying the flag is gonna exactly present itself like this, but you guys get the point of what I'm looking for. Any continuation pattern, you know. If I don't see this, then it's obviously not part of my trading plan. I wouldn't take the trade. Wouldn't even look at the trade, you know. Euro CHF, same thing here. Just look at the monthly. Okay, as you can see, it's a massive week. For me, that's an indication that this week needs to be filled weekly. Bearish, a lot of strong bearish momentum. Nothing much here. As you can see, we had a pattern over here. pattern over there. So and we had another pattern over here, as you can see. And I'm just waiting for a continuation pattern. That's all. Pay flag. See how simple this setup is, guys. Like honestly speaking, all that I'm waiting for is a maybe the market to drop a little bit lower. Wait for a nice continuation pattern. Move to the downside. That's all. It's plain and simple. If I don't see this, I don't take the trade, And it's plain, it's like this simple, guys. No indicators, no anything like it. It's like this. Look at a beautiful trade on USD ZAR and Euro Aussie. So definitely. AUDCHF. All that I'm looking for is this. I don't trade support and resistance, so don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this is support and resistance. All that I'm seeing at this moment is we might even have something like this, honestly. Show you. So massive impulse, massive correction, anticipating another impulse. This is on the 4-hour. It's going on the 1-hour. Yeah. So all I'm looking for is the market to come over this zone. If the market does present us a nice flag, like I'm forming over here, I'll definitely take that buy. But I'm more interested in the sell, right? So I'm more interested in what the market will be doing over there to these levels, right? And as you can see, we got a first touch, second touch, anticipating a third touch to move to the downside, right? That's basically it. Aussie dollar, possible buys. I'm long on Aussie dollar. So let's just wait for the internet to load quickly. Cool. On the daily. We definitely bullish impulse, correction, impulse. 4-hour. Looking at the market to come to that zone over here, as you can see. So for me, I'm just waiting for a continuation flag, So let's go on the 1-hour to show you guys. So we can get a flag like this, as you can see. Move to the upside, 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch. Or, honestly speaking, we can even get a flag like this, a bigger flag, like obviously a bigger flag. So here the market can even drop, maybe come there. Market can even drop until this level and then move to the upside, So just be in mind of that last low, but definitely what I'm looking for is something like this. Market maybe to move a little bit up and come back to the downside and move up, something like that. So that's my go-to setup. I'm definitely looking for longs on the Australian dollar. USDCHF. Looking for shorts. Definitely to come to these levels, to the zone over here. It's on the 4-hour. So all that I'm looking for is a bigger flag, and there's a 4-hour flag. And as you can see, that's it. It's a nice 4-hour flag. With a nice third touch. We go over there, and drop. As you can see, 1 touch, second touch, third touch, boom. That's basically it that I'm looking for. So any type of continuation pattern, honestly speaking, So obviously targeting these levels so we can maybe get it in here, the third touch. 20 pop stop loss won't be too bad. 21 to move to these levels, like a nice 11%, and so forth on. That's basically it, you know. So yeah, I'm still gonna look at this. But I do want to show you guys something. So that's basically all that I'm going to show you guys, you know. DM if you guys want me to look at other stocks or anything like that, you know. I'm not still going to go. I don't want this to be like a 2 or 3 hour video. But I want to show you guys something awesome on the cryptos, you know. So guys, if you guys live in South Africa and so forth on, I do recommend like I'm recommending this. I'm not saying you must. Altcoin Trader is like one of the where I store all cryptos and so forth on. It's very, very good, you know, and I can it's like instant deposits, whatever. International base, you always want to have like more than one crypto wallet, more than 2 crypto wallets, honestly speaking. International base, we obviously know Coinbase, you know, it's also a good platform to keep all your cryptos and so forth on. So as you can see, great stuff, great stuff. So we don't still need to look at all of the nonsense. I just wanted to show you guys I use altcoin trader and Coinbase, but I want to show you guys something on BTC. I also want to show you guys something what's happening with with Meta, with Facebook, something curious that I saw. But yeah, guys, do you see this? Let's talk about Bitcoin. Look at this, guys. Bitcoin came from like 69,000, all right, and it's now, if I'm not mistaken, it's probably about a year. Yeah, it's probably about a year now. It's like 24K there around, right? If I'm not mistaken. And it like look where it dropped, guys. Bitcoin is hella cheap, honestly speaking. Like you guys want to be in the you guys definitely want to be in the crypto market right now, ASAP. You know, don't like want to be in the crypto market because you're thinking about money and stuff like it. If you don't understand crypto or anything like it, do not come into the market. First, educate your mindset first. With any investment, you have to be educated, you know. Just disclosure, not a financial advisor, not a portfolio manager. I'm nothing to do with finances. I'm just saying what I'm doing, you know. It's like I said, it's educational purpose. You can't sue me or anything like that. Educational purpose, I'm emphasizing that, you know. So for me, I'm definitely seeing for Bitcoin to come to these levels, maybe might come again to a 3K level, might come here, because obviously clear as day is like the same strategy basically. So it's an impulse correction, and this just seems like an impulse to come to these levels. If it's in those levels, guys, definitely I've been waiting for this, and we all like we know everyone's talking about recession and dollar index is dropping, or a whole lot of other stuff is happening within the world, you know. So keep a lookout on the crypto market, guys. Definitely, you guys want to stack. If you maybe want to stack 500 rand or $100 every month, just put it away, whatever. Stop using the bank, guys. Like the bank, like the government prints out money every single day, or majority of the time, and then it's backed up by what? By gold. How can trillions and trillions of dollars be backed up by gold? There's only so amount of gold left in the world, you know. So obviously they're making stuff up. Then they come with the interest rate. Then they come with a whole lot of gang stuff. Like they'll come with a whole lot of garbage and sell it to the public, and the public just believe it. Like I'm not against COVID or anything like that. Look what happened with COVID. A lot of people that was uneducated about what is actually within the vaccine, they are vaccinated. Like that makes no sense. So the government tells you, okay, cool, implant this, inject yourself with this thing, it's gonna prevent you from other sickness. Boom, you just do it without actually doing your own research. So like this is the same thing. Don't invest in Bitcoin or anything like that without doing your own research. Why am I saving my bank? Why am I putting my money in a bank savings account, and I don't know the full story about the banks? If you don't know the history of the banks, how can you ever trust the bank? Like honestly speaking, guys, like disclosure, there's not financial advice. Disclosure. I am not a financial advisor, but it just makes clear sense. Like, why would you give your money to someone else and you don't even know that person? Why would you put your money in something if you don't even know what that thing is about? You know. So yeah, people that don't even teach you this in school. So feel sorry for the generation. Anyway, moving on. So clear as that, as you can see over here, I'm still looking at Bitcoin to drop. You know, if I do see an opportunity to sell this Bitcoin, I will obviously do so. Maybe we get a nice impulse, you know. Maybe we get this, obviously, this phase line, break this phase line, maybe we get the correction and then move to the downside. I'll take that flag any time of the day. And that's basically it. But I didn't want to show you guys because out of trading or anything like that. I just want to show you guys how the markets look and so forth on, you know. Look at BTC cash, guys. Like, look where it's coming from. I just want to show you the monthly. I'm just going to show you monthlies and weeklies. Look where BTC, let's go to the weekly, honestly speaking. We can have a nice look. Look where BTC cash is coming from, guys. Honestly speaking, man, it literally hit like 1.6K, right? in that market, in that price bracket, and look where it is now. Like at, let me just, if I have to be more precise, it's like 100, let's just say $147 right now for one coin, guys. For one freaking coin, guys. You guys definitely wanna start buying, you guys, as crypto. You know, like this is the cheapest ever. It might go down. It might even come to the 40, like to the $40 level. Honestly speaking, it might even come to these levels, honestly speaking, because obviously we're coming from an impulse, right? From impulse correction and impulse, and this just looks like another correction to go to the downside, right? But guys, like if you can just own one of this coin, imagine you own one BTC coin, right? And you maybe buy it for like $40 or whatever the case may be, and you hold it, right? Like up until and you hold it. Obviously, we know the mark once, like after a recession, there's always progression, you know. So remember that. So like even though the whole world is seeing that the market is down, even though the whole world is like in chaos and stuff, there's always time for opportunity, you know. There's always an opportunity to make money in the markets. There's always a business niche to follow. There's always this, you know. We're not gonna, unless the whole world dies and we all are extinct, then obviously there's no opportunity. But as long as you are breathing and as long as you have a brain that is functioning, you can even be blind, you can even be deaf, you can even be like, you don't even need to be able to talk or anything like that. But if you have a brain and you have a heart that's pumping, there's always going to be opportunity. So I want to show you guys how bearish this market is, guys. Because for me, I'm preparing something great. Ethereum, however, is obviously bullish. And we got some obviously last month was as you can see, the previous month the candle was bullish, and this month's candle is forming pretty bullish. Obviously the week closed very bullish, you know. But we might even come to these levels over here. Like I wouldn't even be surprised if Ethereum just come maybe to these levels over here, you know, and then just maybe come over here and then just give us a nice continuation pattern to move to the downside, right? Honestly speaking, I wouldn't be surprised. But I just want to show you guys the markets and what's actually happening, you know. Litecoin, look at Litecoin, guys. Honestly speaking, Litecoin came from about, let me just see, $400. This is a $400, and it's now at like $64. Honestly speaking, this is like, yo, guys, like honestly speaking, I don't know. This is like, cryptocurrency is a good investment. First of all, it's decentralized, it's not controlled by a bank or anything like that. You know, it's made for the people by the people. You know, obviously, Bitcoin was created by a guy named Satoshi Nakamoto using cryptography technology. You know, obviously, blockchain technology, back to my blockchain technology. Sorry about that, guys. I just went overboard. But nonetheless, anyway, so like, look at Ripple also, guys. Like, yo, look at Ripple. Like, Ripple is like below a cent, even, guy, like below $1. You can just say below $1, you know, and it came from like $2 or so forth on, you know, came from like $2, $1.9 or whatever the case may be. But guys, I would definitely stack up in my crypto portfolio, you know. So definitely use altcoin. If you guys are from South Africa, it's very reliable. I've been using it for like 3 years. And then also use Coinbase, guys. Coinbase is actually good international. Like, don't only put your eggs in one basket, you know. Have multiple eggs and put it in multiple baskets, you know. Like, I'm talking about like opportunity wise. I'm not talking about female wise or whatever, guys, for those out there who's thinking other things. But yeah, guys, that's basically it. And I want to show you guys maybe the top stocks. Show you guys the top stocks. Let's look at Tesla. I just want to look at this. Okay, cool. Tesla's been in recovery. Yeah, Tesla's been in recovery. Apple, however, also in recovery. Awesome. Meta. Let's look at Meta. Look at Meta, guys. Guys, can you see this freaking stuff? I want to show you even the monthly. Honestly speaking, Meta took a, obviously this is Facebook, but it took a massive bump. It even created a new low, guys. Honestly speaking, look here. So, guys, look at, and this is obviously affecting Nasdaq, US 30, and so forth on. So you guys just wanna look at these levels over here, you know. Look at this massive bear run, you know. This is Facebook, guys. Like, honestly speaking, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy. So don't not listen to the news and say, okay, cool, there's a recession is coming 10 years from now. The recession is coming around the corner, sell all your companies. Don't listen to them. Just like look at the market, look at the data, honestly speaking. That's what you want to look at. You want to focus on the data and what the data is representing, you know. Amazon recovering from a massive drop. Can you see all of these drops that actually happened? Some companies is actually recovering from these drops, as you can see. Look here. Beautiful. Microsoft, Google. Okay, Google. Google, guys. That's Alphabet actually. Look at this massive massive dump. Last month was freaking crazy, guys. Look at this candle. It's like a, if I can calculate candles and calculate this candle, let me just check. I'm just gonna reverse it because I don't want to look at the minus. It's like 2000 and something pips, guys. Honestly speaking, it's crazy. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, cool. Alibaba, yeah, definitely drop, but we're not gonna look at that nonsense. I mean, that for those that didn't know, fake, no fake, no. Yeah, awesome. So yeah, that's basically that I've installed for now, and yeah, everyone is okay. Let me just show you guys also something about the. I think it's the S&P 500. Even Nasdaq. Like everyone's talking about the recession and stuff, but look at the stocks is actually recovering. Look at Nasdaq. Nasdaq had a full recover from that massive bearish engulfing. Let's just talk about Nasdaq because obviously top 100 companies within the USA and the top 100 companies is actually in confluence obviously with Nasdaq, and it makes up Nasdaq. So everyone's talking about the recession, right? On the news and all so forth, on etc, right? But look at Nasdaq. Nasdaq is showing signs that it might even make a new high. It might even make a new high and then drop. Yes, a recession is inevitable, but before we get that recession, it might, and remember, a recession can happen in one freaking candle. Honestly speaking, it's not gonna like take 5 years or whatever. It can happen in literally a day. Like the stock market, everything can close or drop and get liquidated in a day. So you guys want to know that a recession is inevitable, but after a recession, there is always progression, which is opportunities to actually be within the market. So, and you can see, like, obviously, school, we're looking at the nice recover. Last month was obviously bullish. This month is also seeming bullish. So, yeah, guys, that's actually it that I wanted to show you guys, right? Not analyzing Nasdaq. I'm just focusing on showing you guys what I've installed. But yeah, but nonetheless, guys, DM me your thoughts, DM me your requests or anything like that. I'm not on social media. I'm only on Telegram. And if I wanted to delete WhatsApp, but I'm on WhatsApp. Sadly, I'm on WhatsApp as well. But that's basically the only platforms that I use at this moment. So DM me. Let's speak a little bit about the markets. Let me hear what you have. Let's collab. Let's talk to each other. I'm a busy man, so I'm definitely only focused on my own path in life, journey to 100 billion rand. So that's basically what I'm focusing on currently. But it's always good to like be surrounded with like-minded individuals. And if you can't, like, if your environment is negative, try to influence your environment to be positive. Because I know a lot of us struggle. We can't escape our environment. Let's actually be our environment and let's influence those outside our environment. Let us take the initiative and actually succeed or be good in life. But that's it that I have for today. Stay safe, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Shaquille King signing out. Disclosure. I'm not a financial advisor. You know the vibes, gang.